to Sober Talk. You're here because you want to get sober, you need to get sober, or perhaps you're just sober curious. Whatever the reason may be, man, I am glad you're here. So, how do you know if you have a drinking problem? It's real easy. If it causes problems, you have a drinking problem. If you're like me, you started drinking to deal with problems. And if you're like me, the drinking became a bigger problem than the problems you were trying to deal with. My check liver light came on. I started having heart issues, and I was breaking my wife's heart because I love the alcohol more than her and the kids. At least it appeared that way. And at the time, for many years, it was. But look, it is what it is. And it sucks that I am wired this way. Call it a disease, call it a character flaw, call it whatever. I just can't drink like a normal person. So alcoholics and addicts in recovery, they need a few things to stay sober. One, we need structure. So most every night during the week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm here live, taking calls. We're sharing war stories. I mean, sometimes those stories are hilarious, and sometimes those stories end with people losing their careers, their family, and sadly, sometimes they end in death. Anywho, I am glad you're here. It helps me. It helps a lot of people. We lean on each other, man. We are family. So do me a favor. If you haven't done so already, like and follow Sober Talk Live and join our private Facebook group. You can find the link on SoberTalkLive.com. SoberTalkLive.com. This one out. All right. Love you guys. And lastly, I am not a doctor. I cannot give you medical advice. Talk with your doctor before going cold turkey and try to stay positive when you're making comments. And if you come on the show, don't cuss. I don't want to get banned. I need this page. All right. Love you guys. See ya. What happened to my TV, man? Oh, you're good. There we go. There we go. Hey, guys. Are we going, CJ? Are we live?
We're
Are we
live.
live? You think we're live?
We are live.
Ooh. Alright. It looks like we're elongated on the TV here. Are we elongated? I think we are. Howdy, y'all. Guys, tell me if we're elongated. Are we elongated? See what happens? It gets that little square there, and I don't know why it does that. And I may have to start. This happened the other night. So let's do this again. Just leave everything going. And guys, bear with me. Hey, well, we got a good show for tonight. Got CJ here. Good story with him. All right, hold on now. Let's see. Stand by, stand by, stand by. Let's see what's going on here. You see what I do every night? You didn't realize this, did you? When you come to the show, you are we elongated? Let's see. Just want to make sure that we have a full screen on here. And hey, hi from Missouri. Video is fine. All right, thanks, Kala. All right,
Thank you.
so, whoo. So, man, you say it's day 7 for you?
Day number 7. Lucky number 7.
All right, so guys, here's the deal. CJ quit drinking 7 days ago, and you said you've been wanting to quit for a while now.
For a while, yeah. It's definitely been on the to-do list.
And what was your personal? What happened to get you here?
Well, I guess at some point you get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, I hear that. Boy, that's a very common theme here. That is definitely a theme here.
And for me, at one day I was, a little over a week ago, about 10 days ago, I had a drink and I got sick immediately. And I threw up, of course, being the soldier that I am. I went right back to it and tried again and wound up getting sick again. So I scratched it for that night. And the next day, just like normal, 5 o'clock somewhere, started again. And the same thing happened. Well, this went on for 3 days. Where literally every time I'd put alcohol in my body, I would just purge it right back out.
Okay.
So it was one of those things where I wanted to drink, but I couldn't. My body physically was telling me, hey, it's...
It started rejecting the alcohol.
It did. It literally did.
Wow. And that's that's a tough thing. When you have that happen, that is definitely your body saying, hey, no more. I cannot do this.
Yeah.
I cannot do this.
It was a blessing.
Was it?
Yeah, because I don't think I would have been able to do it had my body... I think my brain would have wanted me to continue, and my body just finally said, sorry,
Yeah.
not going to work.
And so So you white knuckled it. You didn't do any kind of treatment or any kind of detox.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Just went right for it. Just kind of made a conscious decision that I've already gone a couple days. Obviously, my body's not wanting the alcohol, so I decided to make a deal with my body and just kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's that's and how do you feel after 7 days? Are you going through any changes? Are you eating lots of candy? What is it that how what have you noticed since you stopped drinking?
It's so funny you say that because the one of the things that I've definitely done is the candy.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I've been eating candy.
I'm still eating crunch berries at night. I am still eating crunch berries at night. And do you have a so once you quit, so I put it in the title. How do you find your serenity? So we drink to deal with the rid, and we say it every show: restless, irritable, and discontent. Restless, irritable, and discontent. And we have to learn how to deal. We got to find our serenity. And I promise you this: I have quit hundreds of times.
Right.
If you don't have some kind of plan, you're going to fail.
Absolutely.
You have to somehow get you have to do some kind of program, therapy. S- Sober talk is good for a lot of people, but it is not the answer. It's a stepping stone to AA, to some kind of religion, to some kind of program. And each
Right.
person, we have to find our own program. We got to figure out what works for us. I've quit. I say this, I've quit a gazillion times, and this time I'm working the steps. And we're calling in a few. We're calling Donnie Durbin. And Donnie he's an AA guy, and that's what I'm doing now. And again, this is not an AA meeting. It's just
Right.
what's working for me now. I'm coming up. I think July 18th, whatever that is.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to make sure that you know that I do it right. I'm going to give it a shot. Otherwise, I will end up losing my business, losing my family, losing my everything I have. And I just can't do it. So have you thought about what you're going to do? Like you could I quit 2 years, no problem, but I
Right.
didn't. I went back and said I got this. I got this kicked. I'm good. I'm cured. I'm cured. Have you thought about what you're going to do?
I've thought about it. The thing is, I know a lot of people say take it one day at a time.
Hmm.
For me, I have to take it more like an hour at a time. Uh,
Yes, yes. And the reason why they say that even 1 hour at a time, because if you get the 1 hour under your belt, the next hour is going to be easier.
yeah.
The problem that we find that we see a lot of people get a couple of days under their belt and go, all right, I reset my body, I reinitialize my body, I am okay to drink now. I'm okay. And it's no, you got to figure out that serenity, and the serenity prayer, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and the courage to change the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference. And once you get, we are wired such that, you know, we can't just be in the middle. We can't be, we're either extremely insecure or we're extremely cocky and arrogant. And so you just have to, I would highly recommend, if you go to sobertalklive.com, there should be some links to like, or you can just Google. You could Google Zoom AA meetings,
Yeah.
and get that under your belt. Get that Is your mic on? Yeah, it's
Yes.
on. Get that under your. Get that part of your routine, part of your you know part of your structure. We have to have structure. And as bad as this stuff is sometimes, I gotta tell you that I mean I still need this. I still need the nightly sober talk. I still need my my Zoom meeting in the morning. And let's see who we have here, guys. We have uh, with us right now. We have Joe Harris. Hey, we got Kenny Rice. Kenny, hey, loud, love you, loud. All right, all right. There's Joe Southwick. There's Ted Watson. There's Kat. There's Bev. Hi, Bev. Leland Martin's here. Hello, all. And I think Carl's here, and Kalea, and Bruce James. And yep, elongated. So we are elongated, but I think we just stick with it, guys. Is it worth stopping and restarting? This is your all's little meeting here, so whatever you think. Um, 7 days is awesome. That's Joe
Yeah.
Harris is saying that. Mike Reed, congrats on 7 days.
Thank you.
CJ, great to see you online. This is our Carl Martin
Hey, Carl.
and Yep, and Bev Holland, and let's see. So I think I've got everyone here. Dora, my family has been my therapy with all that's been going on, and thanks God. But I'm going to do my steps eventually. Yeah, you'll get to them, and your steps aren't necessarily, um, something. People will redo the steps over and over and over. And that's why when you get to a certain point, they want you to get sponsees. Like you'll find a sponsor if you were to do AA, and then you find sponsees. And then when you're having a bad day, and you tell your sponsor, I'm going to drink, I'm just stressed, and this and that, they'll go call your sponsees. Call your sponsees.
And I've heard that when you go through the steps, you may go through it one time, and it may mean one thing to you at that particular point.
Yes.
You may go back through it 2 months later, and it might mean something completely different to you. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't even drink, never really have, but love the show.
thank you.
That's awesome. All right, so let's see. So that don't worry about the. So don't worry about the screen. All right. Well, I will. We're recording this in 4K right now, so when it goes up to the YouTubes and whatever, we do have this. Uh, so what about your wife? Does she think you had a problem with drinking?
I believe so. You know, uh, going back to what it's been taking, for me to kind of stay sober on a day-to-day basis has been just staying busy. I've never done as many dishes in my life. Jennifer, I know you're happy about that. So, yeah, I've just
That's
been
awesome.
just been trying to stay occupied and not think about it so much because it
Yeah.
constantly runs through your head. And we're creatures of habit. We get into these. You get home from work, the first thing you want to do is have. And
Yeah.
it's hard to change that.
Hmm.
So for me, it's just been doing different things. Luckily for my wife, it's been in the form of chores. So I've been doing a lot more of that and just reaching out and talking to people that I haven't talked to in a long time. The true story, I had a friend of mine that I found out today, Chris O'Donnell, rest in peace, actually passed away from alcohol down in Jacksonville, Florida.
How old
Good.
of a guy was he?
He would be right around my age. He was
Okay.
probably 45, 45.
So what did you tell us about problems you had while drinking?
What problems didn't I have? Would be it's a shorter list. You name it. Everything from physical altercations to DUIs, just arguing with people, waking up the next morning and having to apologize for things that I don't even remember.
Oh man, I used to hate having to call people, and I used even 20 years ago, I knew I was an alcoholic, and I would go, in my act, I would go, I hate when you get so drunk, you got to call people up the next day and apologize to them. Say, hey Mandy, what's up? Sorry for crashing your party yesterday. I was so wasted. Anyway, I hope you had a happy seventh birthday.
Oh
So
my God.
yeah, it's and no, we do the craziest things. Wow, and there's nothing. I've had some, back when I could drink like a normal person or before it got too out of control. I had a lot of good times. My
Right.
wife and I used to go out and call a cab to get home, or we get a cab to drop us off some bar and just have a blast,
Right.
And but now, she doesn't drink at all. But back in the day, we did, and but then it just got, like I said in the intro, the you drank to deal with problems.
Yeah.
And
Some.
did you get arrested before?
Yeah. Yeah. Multiple times.
Really?
Yeah. I've had 3 DUIs.
And that's expensive, right?
It is. It is
So
very
if you
expensive.
take the money, how much you think you were spending a day on
Uh,
alcohol?
roughly, because I was the type of person that would go buy a bottle, so I wasn't really a bar hopper where I'd go spend, $200 or $300 at the bar, but $20-$30 on a bar, and if you
Wow.
multiply that out, it's still a lot of money.
If you did $10 a day, that's $300 a month. That's a Honda Civic. That's a good car payment right there.
Yeah,
But you
most
think you
definitely.
reached $20 a day?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
oh yeah,
Wow. That's
easily, easily, and that's a weekday.
what. Wow.
That's a weekday.
So it's funny when you're driving home from somewhere, like driving home tonight, you're like looking for cops, and I'm okay, I'm not drunk.
Yeah, I'm good today. I can have both eyes open, and I'm not playing, covering one eye so I can see straight and not seeing double.
God, dude, I remember those. Let's see, what does Chris say? Chris says, uh, Josh Graves explained it best for me. Professional athletes need to constantly continue to practice to be at their best. Alcoholics and addicts are no different. We just need to constantly practice on our sobriety.
Who
It
said that?
doesn't go away. Well, this is Chris Money saying it. It's, Josh Graves. Chris is going to be a guest next week.
Okay.
He and Michael Meehan came down and they one of their buddies, Josh Graves, said it. Wow, let's repeat that. Professional athletes need to constantly continue to practice to be at their best. Alcoholics and addicts are no different. We need to constantly practice on our sobriety.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and testimonials are terrific. It must be hard. I must be hard to be so honest. I hang it out there. Good job, man. So,
Thank you.
yeah. So your rock bottom was just your health.
Yeah, it was not just that. It becomes selfish. Like you said, everywhere you go, it's like, well, I got to have a drink before I go.
Hmm.
Regardless where you're going. Hey, we're gonna go bowling with the kids. We're gonna go roller skating. Bad idea, by the way.
Yeah.
But simple things like this, and it's like, well, I'll just get a nip in. I'll just have a sip before I go, and then that turns into something else. Of course, on the way home, it's like, hey, baby, do you mind driving?
Jeez, jeez, yeah. God, it
Bad
brings back so
situation.
many bad memories. It's so many.
But it was being selfish, really.
Yeah,
At the
no,
end of the
we
day.
were. I said in the beginning, we love the alcohol more than we did our family.
Yeah.
What
Above
do you,
all.
what do you freaking do? And in the comments, and Carl, I want. How do you find your serenity? What is it? What is it that makes you finally realize that that you can do this? What is it? So Bev is texting saying I need to uh, turn the volume up. So definitely make sure you eat that mic. No, not that there. That's just your headphone mic. But the so hopefully they're hearing us. Bev, is that any better? And can barely hear y'all.
I
Well,
need to get some hot sauce for this thing if I'm going to eat it.
yeah. So please turn. Well, okay. Well, let's just talk louder.
There
So
you
I
go.
don't know if I need to go in the other room and turn the thing up, but let's talk louder. Uh, I want to check in real quick with the guy who quit, and he reminded me a lot of you.
Okay.
He quit a few times, and it's amazing. Let's see if make sure I'm hooked up to the Bluetooth here. He wanted to jump off a bridge. He called the show one night, and he said he doesn't even remember calling into the show,
Wow.
and he wanted to jump off a bridge.
Was he on the bridge?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But he was definitely having he was struggling. He was struggling so bad.
My goodness.
And let's call him. This is Scott,
That almost sounds like it's made for.
right? It does. Are we here?
Hello.
Hey, Scott, you're here with Tom and CJ on Sober Talk. CJ's got 7 days in. How many days are you now, brother?
Oh, congratulations. About 33.
About 33?
About 33?
Yeah.
Or
Well, the 19th of November.
Congratulations,
wow,
sir.
congrats. So how are you? The holidays are coming up. Christmas is 2 days away. How are you dealing with it? How are you still doing the meetings, or tell us what your day to day is like, your routine, your structure to deal with this.
Yeah, you absolutely have to do the meetings, and Zoom makes it very, very easy.
Yep.
And the other thing you have to do is stay very occupied.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Like CJ said, he did a bunch of dishes for his wife.
Oh, I've done more dishes, vacuumed more floors, swept more floors, and the wife, they'll like that. They'll be very appreciative, and because before you were just a slobbering drunk that wasn't doing nothing.
So true.
So true.
So, yeah, and don't let your ego get in the way. But yeah, it's not easy, and it sucks. But yes, staying very busy, and each day seems to get just a little bit better.
Have you had any temptations? Have you had any like, hey, I'm gonna fall off the wagon here for a day or two? Has that crossed your mind?
Oh, absolutely. Be sitting here lying if it didn't. Absolutely crosses your mind. But
What do you do? How do you plow through that? You pick up the phone, you call a sponsor, you go to a Zoom meeting. What's your how do you deal with it?
You call your support guy, and whatever exercise seems to work a lot. Do push-ups, do sit-ups,
Oh,
but call your support person and say, look, I think I'm going to drink. I feel like I'm going to fall off the wagon. Has it happened? Oh, absolutely. Have I wanted to? You betcha.
yeah.
But you sit there and you say no, and you say the serenity prayer, and you just keep going, because all I have to do is look back to that picture of not remembering calling you
Yeah.
and not remembering saying things that I would never say or do.
Yeah,
and
you
think,
said
oh,
you
my
were going to jump off the bridge. You were. And
Yeah,
you
that
don't-
is-
You don't recall
that's-
saying that, do you?
terrifying. No, don't remember none of the, just remember, and that was my rock bottom. And everybody has one, and if you think you're not going to have temptation, you are. And do I still have it? Absolutely. Did
Yeah.
I think about it today? Oh, yeah, we're coming up on the holidays. Hey, it'd be great to get a bottle.
Yeah,
No, that'd be the worst thing to do.
absolutely.
No, you're going to throw 33 days away. And are you on any kind of medication or anything for your, the kind of assist you in your sobriety?
No, I am not.
Okay.
Because I am going through some other medical conditions, so I can't be taking none of that stuff at the moment. So,
Gotcha.
no, I am not.
Gotcha. Joe Southwick says, Scott for the win. Dude, that's great. That's great. And I hope it sticks this time. And but you think the meetings have really, that's your key, huh? And exercise, staying busy, staying occupied, he's saying, CJ.
Yep. So with working out, what are you benching now? About 350?
Push-ups. Push-ups. Lots of push-ups. They're free.
There you go.
Wow, that's well said.
I'm
Let's see
proud
about
of- I'm proud of you.
Carl Martin says something very important for all to know and realize is that there are several different levels of AUD. What does AUD stand for, Carl?
What is AUD?
Alcohol, something disorder. So I forget. But
I'm drawing a blank.
oh, Matt Richardson says I am on naltrexone and it works great for me. You know, I tried that a long time ago.
We spoke about that.
Yeah, naltrexone, it turns off the receptors in your brain that lets you get drunk. So you still get the bellyache and the sluggish, but you don't get the euphoric feeling of being drunk.
So is that like the serotonin levels or the dopamine? Does it affect that?
Yeah,
Or,
it turns them off. It turns them off. So
a blocker.
the
Okay.
problem with me when I was on naltrexone, Brian, you're gonna like this, Scott. Sorry, I was in the. I had an aneurysm. And they had to do surgery. They
Oh,
gave me
wow.
pain. They pain pain medication. I said, no, it was in my femur artery. And I go, I still feel it. And found the doctor. I said, you have enough morphine to numb a horse.
Right.
And I said, yeah, I'm taking naltrexone.
Oh, that would have been nice.
There, yeah, he said that. Yeah, so he gave me something that would bypass the naltrexone because the pain medication wouldn't work. So it turns off the receptors to react to anything that's some kind of mind-altering deal. So, what else is going on with you, Scott? What else is going on in your world?
Oh, just reconnecting with family and doing stuff and talking to people. And
Are they happy and are they kind of cautious that okay, he's going to fall off. He's going to fall off. This is going to be short-lived.
no, everybody's been very, very supportive. I'm very lucky that my family is not drinkers,
Nice.
and they're very happy. And they keep saying the old you is back.
The old
And
you is back.
the old you that's not got puke on dirt and pissing on a dumpster somewhere in an alley.
Yeah.
So, what would you tell CJ 7 days in? What would you recommend at this point? Where were you at 7 days, and what would you recommend to him?
At 7 days, I was a train wreck, and still am a half a train wreck. But you just keep talking. They always talk in AA about your higher power.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is God. And whatever your higher power is, you talk to him and be real honest in your head. And sometimes you just have to tell the demons that are in your head saying, take that drink. It won't bother you. Yeah.
Oh, your
yeah,
addiction.
you got to tell him.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
saying. My addiction has a team of lawyers telling me that hey, it's okay to drink, dude. You're okay. No, you got There's a clause here saying that you can drink again. Addiction is a son of a gun, man.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and the thing about alcohol is it's legal. So everybody's like, it's all glorified on TV. It's legal. But it also life. There's people out there that can drink once a month. Man, more power to them. We have to accept the fact that we're alcoholics and we can't drink,
We
period.
are. And Dora was on someone was, I think it was Dora in our private group, and you guys got to check out the private group. There's so much support.
Is there a
And
link to it?
oh yes, there's a link to it. Just go to Sober Talk Live and then click groups, and then you'll be in the private group.
Okay.
Just sign up for it. It's free. I mean, everything's free. And just get your get in there. But Dora, people getting arguments about it's not a disease. Who cares?
Right.
If it's an allergy, a piece of crap syndrome, who cares? We just cannot drink like normal people. All right, there's Jeff Graham. Jeff Graham is my co-host who's out in California right now. And all right, brother, I just want to check on you. Thanks for hopping on the phone. All right.
Yeah, y'all have a great holiday.
You
Appreciate
too, buddy.
it.
Thank you. So, do you feel like you're a hot mess now at 7 days in, or what? Are you? Where's your mind? Like, oh my gosh, what took me so long to jumpstart my sobriety? What's going through your head right
I
now?
really don't know why it took so long. I ask myself that all the time. I'm just glad that I am where I'm at, and it is hard. I'm not gonna lie. If I told you any different, I'd be lying. It's an uphill battle. But just looking at the kids, looking at the wife, the things that we have, and not just tangible things, but just the love that we have, and all the everything together. You just have to look at it as a whole, and it's a lot harder to be objective.
Right.
When you're on the bottle.
Yeah.
And versus being sober and really sitting back, taking a look at it. And, I remember, many Christmases past, Christmas is coming up. Instead of sitting there watching the kids open the gifts, it was sneaking off to the kitchen to go get, a sip.
Oh no, I couldn't go to church on Christmas. I want to stay here and put toys together. I got some more presents to wrap. No, I was too drunk to go to Christmas Eve's mass,
Right.
midnight mass.
Yeah. Or it's just too embarrassing to go like that.
Yeah, of course. And half the people there were probably tipsy, but all right, let's give our buddy Jeff a call real quick. Jeff Graham, see how he's doing.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear us okay? Is it really, really low? Is everything kind of...
No, you know what, on my, I just looked at it through my phone and I can hear you just fine.
Okay, good.
There's no issues with either of you.
Good deal.
And is a video bugging you that's elongated? We look slim and tall, someone said.
I thought you looked just, I don't know,
He's talking
much
to me,
more
Tom.
attractive than you do in person. No, but you look great. I don't see any problem. at
Okay,
all,
yeah,
but I'm
here on my
looking at
monitor on my computer, it's a tad whacked out. So Jeff meets CJ. CJ, this is my co-host Jeff. Jeff is visiting family for the holidays. So Jeff, what would you tell CJ at 7 days in?
Someone had a post in the chat, which I love reading, but in his advice, the best advice is going to come from him. But my advice to him is figure out what has worked in the past week, and add to it, and accentuate it, and build on it, and figure out what didn't work in the last week. What were the bad times? What ideas you tried that didn't work, and let those go. You got to keep what worked on day one may not work on day two. So it's always, for me, it's always looking for new ideas. It's listening, whether it's meetings, whether it's these chats, whether it's talking to other alcoholics.
But
I'm
finding
looking
that
for anything and everything, especially in those earlier days. I want 90 options, not one.
absolutely. But finding that foundation is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Making sure you have a good foundation. You
Oh,
definitely,
yeah.
Definitely
It
don't
sounds
want to
like-
build it on toothpicks. That's for sure.
And looking at CJ right now, I can see that you're a little nervous, and we're all talking. Hey, we're alcoholics. Look at us, folks. Here we are. We're losers, and we're not. I mean, some of the best people I know are addicts and alcoholics. They're just wired differently,
Yeah.
and getting them to a point, but I think you're going to just calm down and love it. Right now, do you have the fear of like, oh, come on, I have not quit drinking forever. I'm young. I'm 40-something years old. I mean, I've not quit drinking forever. This is not my last rodeo.
It's crossed my mind.
Well, oh, I'm sorry, CJ, go
No,
ahead.
Yeah,
You say it's crossed your mind?
it's definitely crossed my mind, but at some point you have to make the decision, and I think that for me personally, just going back and even having that one drink, is going to turn into something that I'm not going to be able to control again. And essentially, I don't want to start over. I feel like even just with a short 7 day period, that I've come far enough, and I'm proud of that. And I don't want to disappoint myself, let alone my family and friends and everybody else. And I can tell the quality. I may have been kind of rude and not necessarily been myself for the last week or so, but I can definitely tell waking up in the morning, I hear birds chirping instead of hearing, the toilet flushing because I'm getting sick.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
they say it's okay to be selfish at first. That's what they say in the program. Be selfish, and then down the road you'll be selfless, and you'll be talking to people and so. And you're a local boy, so you'll be able to come in and just take Jeff's place. Jeff's he's not working out. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, we didn't like Jeff that much anyway. Sorry,
You
Jeff.
know, if that
Just
gas
kidding.
card had worked just once, but having to summit every time because
I think
uh,
Laura may be sending you some gas money. I don't know. She's
Here we go.
I would summit to come down to do that show. I love being down there, and it just it strengthens me for sure. You know the thing like CJ on the 7 days, like you talked about day one and day two. Day one and day two, they're not the greatest, and that's putting it mildly. But I don't want to go through day one and day two again.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to. It's like I got to look back, and my goal is when I'm even starting to think I could drink tonight, I get at that point while I have some strength. That's when I got to focus on what is day one and day two. What were they like? And I don't want to go through them anymore. I don't want to. I don't want
No.
to face that. I don't want to. I don't want to see that guy in the mirror going, "Hey, nice job, you did it again, loser."
Yeah,
I'm
congratulations.
sick of that stuff.
Now, with
In
that
in
said, though, you had 8 months under your belt, and then come Super Bowl last year, and
I had 3 months. I had
you
3 months
three
under my
months
belt.
under your belt. Okay, you're 8 months
Yep.
now or 9 months. So, uh, uh, and you had but you didn't go screw it, I'm done. You did what? You did like a weekend journey of
Yeah, it was a weekend thing, but we had mentioned this, Tom. But looking back now, and here's more. And CJ, I'm not picking on you. You're doing awesome, but I'm just talking advice like I wish someone had said to me. Looking back, when I knew I relapsed 2 weeks before the beer ever hit my lips. I started
yes,
my relapse.
Right.
yes,
I looking back, I knew it, and in those first couple of days, that's when I should have said, you know what? I know I got a weekend coming up that I could. There were signs, and I didn't do what I needed to do. That's when I should have picked up the phone. I should, just anyone in similar boat. I should have taken the measures, and I could have. I didn't do anything until it was too late.
I
And by
think for
then, I
me it
didn't
would.
want to pick up the phone. When it was that Friday, and my wife left town for the weekend, and I was alone, it was like, screw that. If someone had called me, I wouldn't have answered. I didn't want to. I was made up
Right.
at that point,
yeah.
and I hadn't even touched the beer yet,
Yeah, I think for
but it
me
was
it would.
already over.
I think for me it would be the guilt. Whether or
Oh
not
God,
anybody else knew about it, there's always time of the day where you're going to be by yourself inevitably, and you're only
yeah,
lying to yourself, and at some point you have to really, really be serious about it and take it seriously because you can get away with it. Most definitely, anybody can. But you got to look at yourself in the mirror, and then it's just that living with that guilt and just knowing that the only
yeah.
person you're lying to is yourself.
You're so right. And right now I'm out in California, and because of different reasons, I'm staying in a hotel while at night just visiting my dad during the day, but I can't stay there in the evenings. But so I've got every opportunity, and you know I I gotta I gotta be prepared because tonight I got a friggin' gas station just around the corner that's
I
flashing the
was
Bud Light sign, and those
I
are
was really
crazy.
worried about you. I was truly concerned
But I
about you
did,
going out
Tom.
there and have a hotel room by yourself.
But I told you about it.
Hmm.
I told people on your show. Not that anyone listens to it,
Here we
but
go.
for my your wife and my one daughter that I paid to listen to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, but I took the measures ahead of time. But the guilt thing. One question I ask myself is, am I glad I didn't drink last night? And the answer is, hell yeah, I'm so glad I didn't drink last night I feel great today. I don't have the guilt. I don't have the shame, the regret, the embarrassment, the you loser, all that crap that comes. I'm so glad I didn't drink last night.
It makes you
So I'm
proud.
trying to think
Yeah.
today that I want to feel that way tomorrow.
Exactly.
I want to wake up tomorrow saying, "Damn, I'm so glad I didn't drink yesterday."
It's funny you say that
And
because for the longest time, people would say, "Oh, how do you drink and not have a hangover?" Well, I drank every day, so I didn't realize that
You were living through a
yeah.
hangover.
yeah, I was living through it. Sometimes it was the hair of the dog. I'd get up and have a sip, and it would maybe make me feel a little bit better. Day 2 and 3 and 4, I felt awful. But to be real honest, the last few days I've woke up and it's been a whole different ball game. Waking up
Yep.
before the alarm clock goes off, and I snore when I drink. So waking
yeah.
up and actually having my
Yep.
wife laying in bed next to me is still nice.
Yeah, that's right. My
It's
wife would get
amazing.
up. She
Same
said,
thing.
"You were just you were sawing trees in there, man. You like got a chainsaw going." And she would because when we drank, we get fat in our neck, and we get that booze, what Bev calls the booze bloat,
Yeah.
and we snore our asses off.
Yeah.
And
She put me in a lumberjack outfit one day and had a chainsaw
Oh,
sitting next to me. Took pictures of
that's
it.
awesome.
Don't post
You know,
those,
the-
baby.
The one thing I say, how would you feel tomorrow if you drank tonight? I'd feel like crap. I'd have a hangover. It's like, no, cut the. I don't give a crap about the hangover. That's going to be gone in a few hours. That's not what I'm talking about. That's temporary. If
Right.
your motivation not to drink is a hangover, I can deal with that. That's worth it to me.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, how I'm going to feel tomorrow if I drink tonight, I'm going to feel embarrassed, shame. I'm like, way to go! You just threw away all this stuff. I got to start again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to now be lying to everyone and their brother about my sobriety, and who knows what other crap happens tonight while I'm drunk. And I'm not, that's if nothing else happens, I'm going to feel like a complete piece of crap.
Yeah, I feel
But
like
now
maybe
we could
maybe
add
we
in
should
the-
get one of those clocks, like they have at the warehouses, like 42 days without incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Carl Martin has a question for CJ. He says, "How are you dreaming? Have you noticed any things different with your dreams in the past 7 days?"
Lucid dreams, I actually remember them now. And typically I wouldn't. I mean, sometimes I would dream about cutting down trees, and I can't imagine why, but it was probably because I was snoring.
Yeah.
But no, I do. I remember my dreams now. They've been a lot more pleasant. I've actually dreamt about, unfortunately, but a good thing. My father passed away a number of years ago, and I've been having dreams about that, and it's good memories. It's good things that instead of the negative type dreams that I
Yeah.
was having before, they'd be very lucid, and almost like a night terror. I mean, I would
Yeah.
wake up and sometimes I'd move around a lot and even swing around, and sometimes I've accidentally punched the wall, and I fell out of bed one time. And obviously this is a little bit embarrassing, but one night I got up and I thought that I thought the closet was the bathroom.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
very common. That's very common with people.
Litter
who,
box for me.
Yeah.
The litter box. Did you,
Well,
did
yeah.
you-
I told
Shut
the
up. Did you
wife's-
really, Jeff?
No, I did. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, the wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "It's pee time."
Oh, jeez.
It's the only thing I could get
Oh
out.
God, that's
She said, "Don't forget to flush the closet."
this show is me of trying to understand why someone drinks. It helps me with my feelings on someone I lost. So Leland doesn't drink, but it helps him realize that we're not total losers. They have Al-Anon for that. I had a question for you, CJ. Have you you admit you're powerless to alcohol. You've tried to quit. You know that, right?
Yes.
You know that. Have you I mean, are you a religious person at all? Or is your like my higher power is God and the universe? Because I look around and go, look at this stuff. Look at this screen here that's lit up with electronics. Something is bigger than me. My higher power is God and the universe. Have you gotten that to there yet?
My thoughts are in line with you on that. There's a lot of things that I don't understand, that I have to have just kind of blind faith with. and I have a lot of questions. I watch Ancient Aliens. For whatever reason, I find it fascinating. Not to get off topic, but
No, I get it. I get it. No, I've been there.
it's one of those.
It's like, what if our higher power is not the real higher power? What if the aliens are the higher power? Oh, yeah.
a whole
You know,
different,
the
whole
thing
different
though,
story.
Tom, everyone's going to laugh when I say this, but you guys aren't drinking right now on this show. I'm not drinking while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So is this show, is this time together a higher power? Well, it's keeping me. I'm not drinking right now because
No.
Ancient Aliens. When you're watching that gets your mind off of drinking, and by watching Ancient Aliens, you're not drinking, I assume, when you're watching that. Well, that's a little bit of a higher. It's anything that's better than my willpower. Because if I sit here bored by myself and I just rely on me to white knuckle it and not drink, that might work night one, maybe, I don't know, but it ain't. It's not gonna. I gotta require on anything and everything I can find.
Then you turn into your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
When you get inside
Hey,
your
Tom.
you get inside your mind.
Yeah, buddy.
My phone is blowing up on texts about.
All right.
How about CJ and Jeff's show, Thomas Technician?
CJ and Jeff. Is it people suggesting that?
Yeah, and like
That was Jeff Graham. He that was his final show. So.
Technical difficulties. It does have a ring to it, Jeff.
I love you, Jeff. I literally I thought the comedic timing of me hanging up on you there was awesome.
Did you hang up on him?
I did.
That's great. All right, Jeff. Pull around to the second window, please.
Jeff just texts me, says, love you.
That's funny. Thanks, Jeff.
So is this kind of helping you?
It is. I mean, this has been more therapeutic than sitting around and honestly thinking about it. Because I said, I get in my own mind and I can become my own worst enemy, and I'm a dangerous person when I get stuck there.
Derek says almost 4 months with the help of you guys. Thanks.
Hey.
Wouldn't WNDW wouldn't know what to do without you? It's funny when you see an acronym, you can kind of figure it out. Let me see real quick, and I never followed up with Donnie, but I'm hoping Donnie could come on. He is our resident badass when it comes. We just love when Donnie Durbin can take a call, and sometimes he can't. I get it. And Gary Allen too. So if Donnie doesn't pick up, we'll call. Let's call Gary. He's our second runner-up resident badass, and all right, let's call Gary Allen Sober Talk.
Calling Gary Adam Sober Talk.
Gary Allen.
I love the way that sounded.
I'm trying to learn a new language.
There you go.
Calling Gary.
Maybe we'll start doing the simulcast in Spanish.
I'm reading over here on Alan Rommelfinger sending me emails, and all of a sudden Gary is not Gary Adams, it's Gary Allen. So, well,
come on, guys.
I want to call. You know who I want to call? Because she's day 2. She's right behind you.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get. Let's see. Oh man! You saw when before we went live. We were 2 minutes late because I tripped over one of the camera wires, knocked all 3 cameras out.
I wish we had that on video.
Right? I think we may have. I hit record on the main camera there. So, one brain cell set to the other. That's what Carl, let's read some of these.
So they're assuming we have brain cells?
I think so. If you're just now hey, real quick. So this show right now is being.
Hello?
Hey, how are you doing?
There she is.
I'm doing okay. I'm just running errands here. What's up?
Oh, you have people there? Okay, well, just one. But congrats on day 2, and good luck.
No, I said I was running errands. I got to. You know what I'm looking for is freaking wrapping boxes. You know, the boxes to put like clothes in.
Yeah.
They don't have them anywhere. I've been to 3 places.
The old Garden Ridge. Try the old Garden Ridge. So, but real quick, give me 60 seconds on what like for you. I'm here with CJ, and CJ's day 7.
Yeah, I was watching. Day 2 is very anxious, very depressed. My stomach is messed up.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're out running around.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
tattooed to the.
I laid in bed most of the day, didn't get my school done, didn't do. I take online classes. And I was just like, ugh, not to be gross, but I was in the bathroom both ways, and I'm like, okay, what is going on with me?
Oh yeah.
You were
Like,
detoxing. You were going. Yeah.
I am detoxing. Yes, I am, and it's hard. I really, I know it would make me feel better right now, but I'm
Hot
really
shower
trying
worked
to.
for me.
Hot shower
Yeah.
and we got Jennifer on the phone, and Jennifer is day 2, and she said that she spent. Did you have a couple days in the bathroom initially?
Oh my goodness.
Really?
No, actually, it
It's like a
didn't start
hotel
till
room.
today, but it was
But
been most of the day, like off and on.
okay, well, hey,
The depression part is hard, like the guilt, shame, remorse. It's Christmas time, and I don't know. I'm just trying to stay strong and
Chicken
not
broth.
drink, and it's really hard. It's like 7 days is awesome,
Thank
and
you.
like if I can get 7 days, I would be ecstatic because I haven't had 7 days, and I can't. A year and a half ago, maybe.
I can't. I remember saying, my doctor asked me, and by the way, you might want to always check with your doctor before quitting, because you can die from
We're not doctors.
not doctors.
We
But
play one on
Right.
TV.
yeah, I saw that one coming. Animal crackers and
Yeah.
7-Up. Bev says, Jennifer,
Yeah.
animal crackers and 7-Up.
Chicken
I
broth.
had some saltines earlier. I can't hardly eat anything. It sucks.
Well,
Yeah.
well, go do your
I
shopping. I
have-
just wanted to check in with you.
I
And
appreciate it. And good luck to you, CJ.
CJ like the CJ7, like the Jeep.
Yep.
So
I'm proud of you.
Good luck to you, and keep going one day at a time, man. I mean, it really is. And,
Absolutely. If you want to
I
talk about
can't
it, we
wait
can
to
talk
get
about
there.
it. 5 more days, girl.
5 more days. You can catch up.
5 days. All right. I'm gonna try.
All right. See you, Jennifer.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jen.
She's a good kid.
She sounds like she's-
I talked to her the other night. She calls sometimes after the show, and she was not in a good place. She's like, "Oh my gosh," and she's intoxicated, like most of us have been, and I could just tell in her voice. I suspected she was going to quit soon, and
She sounds motivated now.
yeah, she seems level-headed. Yeah. Let's call one more.
Anybody that can go out 2 days before Christmas and do shopping, going through withdrawals like that,
Yeah.
my hat's off to you.
Let's call this guy here, and man, I'm so glad you came on the show.
I appreciate it.
Did you ever get abusive or anything when you were drunk?
Never.
Never. Okay, good.
No, my wife would beat me.
Wish. That's awesome.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, you're such a...
Sorry,
This
Jen.
is sober talk after dark.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hello, it's Carl.
Carl, you got Tom and CJ here, day 7, and we just had Jennifer on the phone, day 2, and you've been at this game a long time. What could you tell CJ at day 7? What would you recommend?
Is it TJ or CJ?
C, like
CJ.
car.
Okay, good. I've been saying CJ in some comments. CJ, man, you look like you're really doing well.
It's the
I-
makeup.
Well,
It's the makeup.
Yes.
and well, you're the makeup person, so we got to congratulate you too, Tom.
Yeah. I put them on, man. We sit in the chair there. We get them pretty. We'll pretty them up.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm trying.
Hey, CJ, sure enough, I had 7 days or even 30 or even longer. When we give up alcohol and when we really say goodbye, I mean, there is a sense of loss. Or maybe you're not having any depression right now, but is that happening to you or?
I am lucky. I have got the best support system in the world. So it's quite the opposite. I've had an outpouring of people that have been supportive, for me. Of course, a lot of people used to think I was funny when I was drunk. I still don't think I'm funny when I'm sober. But no, I've had a really great support system.
Well,
If anything, I've felt a lot more love being sober. I felt like
all right,
from time to
CJ,
time people would. I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
let me interrupt just a second. And when I say a depression, and I'm talking about from a loss, as if you've lost a family member or a friend. Yet you realize once again, as I did many times, that I've got to give this up, or it's Katie Barnes.
I wouldn't even
And
visit the grave.
Really?
No, I wouldn't even visit the gravesite.
Wow. Oh, you wouldn't mourn the alcoholism.
No, negative.
But there is a certain habit, people who quit smoking. They're like, I'm depressed. I miss smoking. So I see where Carl's coming from.
Yeah, I can understand that. But me, no, I would turn my back on it and have no qualm, never looking back.
Man, that is fantastic. I know many of us experience a loss of as if it were a family member. I did in the very beginning. It was something being taken away voluntarily at that time. Hey, you can't do this anymore.
Right.
You're in really bad trouble. But the depression sank in as though I had truly lost a family member, and I mean the poison had gotten to me to the point that it was what, as everyone else said, we love this addiction more than we do other people or things, and man, that's when you know it's really it's getting close to being over with.
Yeah.
Or at least that was my experience.
Yeah, I feel like I've actually gained, uh, people that I haven't talked to in a while, even though it's only been a very short time. I'm obviously proud of it. And I've had people that have reached out to me, have said, I heard you quit drinking. Congratulations. So if anything, I feel like I've gained some of the people that maybe I'd kind of lost touch with because maybe they didn't like the way that I acted when I was drinking and that sort of thing. So
Sure, yeah. Jeez Louise.
so I would make that trade off any day of the week. And actually like I said, get sick and tired of being sick and tired and actually just despise alcohol. And I think my body did too.
It has robbed you of years.
Absolutely.
It is a waste of money. It's a waste of life. Eventually your wife will leave you if you don't get it under control. And my wife just said, I'm glad you're sober. I'm not going back there.
Right.
I am not. I've said it a thousand times, but I am not going back there. And wow. So.
Well, the great thing, guys, is when you put yourselves out there, like you two are doing, and I am too, actually. But the getting over the loss of alcohol as being your friend. I mean, the one thing you could always depend on was alcohol to make you feel a certain way. You knew
absolutely.
how it was.
Most definitely.
And so that's where I think that situational depression pops in, and and the guilt and the shame, and you mix all that in with an alcoholic. Unless they have working with other people or doing something, that brain is going to tell them eventually, "Hey, you got to drink to feel normal."
Yeah, it's a love-hate love relationship.
Absolutely, and it is just such a great thing that we've got a program like this that can introduce people to AA or any other.
Yeah,
program.
maybe it's medication. Carl, I know you're big in the wiring of the brain, and that's something. I mean, again, therapy, AA, medicine. It is a stepping stone.
Any type of holistic treatment.
Yeah, but you need something. I just don't think you can white knuckle it and just go, I'm cured.
Right.
Because we drink for a reason. We're self-medicating.
Yes.
And we're depriving our body of that medicine. So we got to figure out how do we cure the body, cure ourselves without without
supplementing something else for.
Yeah. A lot of people will, go to a different drug, a harder drug.
Yes.
Well, I quit. We had a guy call in a couple of weeks ago. I quit. Oh, man, I haven't drank since it's been 6 years, and he talked about the other stuff he was doing, and it was. I'm like, well, dude, that's
Yeah.
not any better.
Yeah.
So, well, Carl, buddy, thanks so much for picking up, and it's always good to hear your voice. Anything you want to wrap up with?
Hey, the last thing, Tom, this is a great new method of presenting the program. I love seeing people like CJ. CJ, you actually guest number one last night. Now you guys are authentic, and that's what's going to drive other people to want to. Wait a minute, these guys are real.
Yeah.
Well, that's what CJ said when he called. He's like, I've been watching the show, and like, well, hell, Tom's going through this, and other people are going through this. It's okay to do this.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We all put our pants on one leg at a time.
Yeah. All right, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All right,
Carl.
Hey, y'all have a great night.
All right,
got
you
it,
too,
sir.
buddy. You too. So,
Bye.
What a great guy.
oh, Carl he's a rock star. He's been here. We went live the very first night, and he was struggling, and he has 20 years or something crazy of sobriety under his belt.
Yeah, I heard that.
And he said, I don't know you from Adam. I hear you're semi-famous. You're a comedian. He said, but he said, somehow you popped up on my feed on Facebook. And I clicked and I said, oh my gosh, I love this.
Wow.
And we were sitting here, we couldn't even, we had one mic, we had one camera. It was just really, really bad. But hey, for you guys know, you saw what you got here an hour and a half early. I've been here for 2.5 hours setting everything up. And the goal was to hire a producer and someone who could run the gear. And if the video looks elongated, he or she can fix it. And we have if you look at my screen below, I'm a big advocate for hemp. I love hemp and CBD.
Yes.
And I have a sponsor right now. It's KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com. And Kentucky, we're known for a lot of things, horses, and our hemp. So show
Highly
those guys,
recommend it.
show those guys some love. And if you're ever going to buy, CBD or check those guys out. And I got their web site right there, Kentucky's Best Hemp. There is a save 30% through January 2nd on all orders. There's a promo code of Holiday 30. That's right. You can save 30% through January 2nd on all orders. And the promo code is Holiday 30. And if you look at our TV there, it's KYSBestHemp.com. Well, dude,
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, dude, it's good stuff. So, I want to say I can't. Don't chime in on this. But when you came in, you were pretty antsy. You were struggling. You were and I gave you a CBD gummy. It was an isolate. And you're not really chiming in, are you?
Okay, yeah, you told me to be quiet.
No. I cannot say, but you're in your headspace right now. You're good.
Yes, I feel great.
Yeah. So, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. CJ, congrats on 7 days.
Thank you.
I hope that you put a little to-do list tomorrow and know that at 10 o'clock I'm going to check out a Zoom meeting or this or that, and just stay busy and try to stay sober over the holidays. And let's see if we have any more.
Trying's not an option.
Okay, it's
going to happen.
You're determined. And let's see. That's the best addiction. What did Gary Adams say? Okay, so try to. Oh, sure. Let's call Gary real fast, and let's see if he'll pick up. Gary Adams is my sponsor. We're both musicians. We're both busy as hell.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, buddy. I'm glad you picked up. I forgot to reach out to you or Donnie Durbin. Donnie was going to be. We'll have him on. We're doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right now. Friday being Christmas. I still may do it. I still may come over here and do it.
Why not?
I may need it. I may really need it. If you want to swing back in the car.
Check me out.
Yeah, and if you want to sing. But Gary, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. And you are not on delay. I watched you call me from the show.
Oh, nice.
Great.
He
Awesome.
said calling Gary Adams. It's calling Gary. And I was like, yep, it's going to be ringing here in just a second. And here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. So you're 900 and something days in. No alcohol or drugs, brother. Congrats.
Yes, sir, man. And my heart goes out to CJ sitting there next to you, man, because man, it took me about 3 weeks to detox off alcohol.
Man, thank you.
Before I was
And congratulations on the 900 days. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. A week into it, man, I never thought I could see 30 days because I drank for 30 plus years and drugged and everything else. And I hit my rock bottom,
Man,
and
that's
I
an
had
inspiration.
had to make a change. And
We've had plenty of rock bottoms throughout our lives, but when it starts hitting the health, man, and your body's rejecting it like CJ's was, wow, he was just he really got to a point. Let me ask you this: are the meetings back? Are you host? Are we back with the live meetings yet? And can CJ come join one? Would you invite us down to one that you work?
they have, when Bashir, the last time that Bashir put the 3-week hold on the restaurants and everything, our meetings got kind of shuttered. And I got word last Friday that it's probably going to be mid-January and things should be getting back to normal.
Tom, I think we could do one at Walmart.
Yeah, it's safe at Walmart.
It's safe at Walmart.
Yeah.
So.
Or the liquor stores. The liquor stores are open, so we can have an AA there or a sober talk.
How funny would that be?
Do
there's only one cashier, so
do one of those live broadcasts.
Oh, geez! If you look at this guy here, he's a drunk. Look at him. Here he goes. So just kind of like narrating. And here he comes. Go and get another pitcher of beer.
Turning down aisle 12.
Oh, that's awesome. But and you're in a good place. Hey, congrats to your thing. You're starting in January. That's pretty exciting.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to go take my peer support certification classes at the end of January, and I'm going to be actually starting to pursue recovery field as a career.
Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a big step. It's a real big step, and I'm happy to know you, and you've helped me out. Gary gave me my 90-day chip.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we can trade information.
Yeah. So Gary is on the. You got to check out Sober Talk Live, and there's a lot of people on there all the time. Trading war stories and and just tips and things like that. So, all right, Gary.
Guys, make sure you check that out.
Yeah. So, hey, appreciate you coming on, Gary. I want to have you on soon.
Hey, if you're looking for anybody to be on Christmas, man, I'll be down for it.
Okay. Well, awesome. Yeah, because I think I may need it. And by the time Christmas night rolls around, I'm going to be. Christmas is a big drinking day for me, like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, it always was for me too. And just one real quick thing.
Sure,
that was my first sober Christmas in 2018.
You cut out your first sober Christmas was when?
In 2018.
2018.
I had hit 6 months, right? Like I was right at 6 months sober, and I was sitting there, and everything was going really well. And that little whisper in my head said, "Man, you could celebrate, man. You should celebrate." And I picked my phone up and looked at my detox intake picture, and I was like, "No, I don't think I should."
Yeah, there you go. Well, all right, brother. Appreciate you. Talk with you soon.
All right, love you, man.
Love you, buddy. Bye. Guys, thanks for watching Sober Talk. Be sure to check out our sponsor there, KYSBestHemp.com, KYSBestHemp.com, and we will see you soon. All right, bye-bye. So let's see, how do I go to... Dude, great show, and we're still live, but let's get this back up here. All right, so we'll turn these down. Man, that's a show. That's a wrap? That's a wrap. Oh, man.
So is it true that the reason they say break a leg is so you get cast for the position?
That's funny.
No, I mean, I thought that's really why they said
I never heard that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was showbiz thing. I know you got a little check mark next to your name. I figured you knew. That was fun.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
No, it was a good show. I just hate the hiccups at the beginning of the show and having to run back in here, and it's just really, really tough for me.